閣僚退散.
We are officially less than 10 days away from Tekken 8 releasing. So many reveals, so many new details, information, waiting forever for this game. It's hard to comprehend that it's finally going to be out. Tekken 7 has been absolutely legendary, and I will not allow any Tekken fan to say otherwise. This game, what it has done for the whole entire franchise cannot be understated. What was in Tekken Tag Tournament 2 and what is going into Tekken 8 is drastically different, and that is 100% because of Tekken 7. And Tekken 8 is going to take all of that momentum, all of that success, and transform it into hopefully more success, more momentum. Tekken 8 has the opportunity to be one of the greatest fighting games of all time. Really, it does. I know that's a big statement when you talk about Street Fighter 4, Tekken 3, Tekken 5, Third Strike, Mortal Kombat 9. But in my opinion, bro, this game has everything that it could ask for, and it has unlimited potential. The only thing that could really prevent this game from growing is, I think, the developers not reacting quick enough. You talk about Tekken 7 and the major hurdles it reached. A lot of those things could have been avoided if the developers reacted faster. This time around with Tekken 8, I really want to give the developers a clean slate, but it's really going to be up to them how this game progresses, because the players will do what they do, right? They complain about this, complain about that, nitpick. It will definitely be very tricky for the developers to go through all of that and see what's valuable and see what's worthless, but then they have to be fast acting with their updates, right, with their content, and not just on the side of just like, oh, fix the game or nerf this character, buff this character. I'm really talking about just as a whole. Even though Mortal Kombat, that game is in a horrible place. Mortal Kombat players are talking about switching to Tekken 8 because this game looks super fun, it looks super exciting. It's, once again, you talk about the unlimited potential that Tekken 8 has. For the longest time, it's been kind of in the shadow of Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Those two names are just more known in pop culture. Tekken 8 can flip that around. But what I was going to say is, I really think what Street Fighter 6 is doing is good, where they're doing like collaborations every couple of weeks or every week or so. You hear something new that they're doing, something exciting. It may not be super big like a character, it may not be the most jaw-dropping thing ever, but I just think that kind of support for Tekken 8 would absolutely be amazing. One thing that's really cool about Tekken 8 as well, Harada, Michael Murray, their whole development team, Tekken Project, is just amazing. I love how they're really focusing on making Tekken 8 a complete game at launch, a full package product, and then they're going to build on it from there. Expansions, DLC, that mindset is something that you don't see that often in today. I am very interested to see how this game progresses on many different levels. You talk about the competitive scene, how they're going to tackle the heat system, chip damage. They say the movement is reduced, but me personally, I don't really believe that, because the sidestepping left to right is incredible, and I seen a comparison that High Buff Gigas did where the backdashing in Tekken 8 is better than Tekken 7. At least I think the character he was using was Kazuya, so maybe different characters have different backdashing, which I think is cool. It's cool that characters have different personalities and identities like that. But once again, how will the competitive players tackle overcomes these challenges that they're being faced with? But then also on like a just average player level, you talk about the way the rank system is being changed. You get a free pass all the way up to warrior rank, and then that's when the real ranked promotion begins. You also talk about them limiting how many ranks is in the game. I think that's so interesting as well, because for the past few Tekkens, at least Tekken 6, Tag 2, Tekken 7, the ranks only increased. The number got bigger and bigger and bigger, and they're kind of doing a reset on it. Instead of each color having 4, like you talk about 4 green ranks, 4 blue ranks, 4 purple, red, so on. Tekken 8 seems to be only doing 3 each. How's that going to play out in terms of rank bloating? This is something we also was talking about a lot at the end of Tekken 7's lifespan with all the pay-to-win DLC characters, Falconram, Leroy. It was a huge nightmare. In Tekken 7, they reset the ranks, but that really didn't help the problem at all. I wonder if that's something they'll do in Tekken 8, reset the ranks seasonally. You guys comment down below if that's something that you're interested in. I guarantee no one isn't, but that's something you do have to consider, because I do consider Tekken 7 at the end of its lifespan kind of a trial and error kind of process. They were testing a lot of things just to see if it works. If it works, let's carry it over into Tekken 8. If it doesn't, we'll get rid of it. Like the 5.0 update, that little wall crush, what is it called? The wall bounce tap. That is also very interesting because I think it does make an appearance in Tekken 8. Of course, it's not that impactful that it was like it was in Tekken 7. Tekken 7, it was very busted, I think. But Tekken 8, it looks like it's going to be more balanced this time around. And even if it isn't, they have more time to balance it. Tekken 7 has a lot of different mechanics and elements and moves and properties. And it's hard to really keep all of that, register all of that in your brain. Once again, going back to the Mortal Kombat players who says they're switching to Tekken 8, Mortal Kombat, yes, it's very tricky in its own way, but Tekken 8 has a lot more things in there that will just destroy you if you don't know it exists or if you forget that it's there. In my opinion, I think simplification is kind of necessary to a certain extent. I feel like some things in Tekken is unnecessarily difficult. For Yoshimitsu specifically, his rage drive was unnecessarily difficult. Forward down forward 1, forward down forward 2, also unnecessarily difficult. And seeing them like go in and tweak these things and try to make it easier for the player to do it, I commend them for doing that, because it's a tough decision to make, because I think certain characters should definitely be difficult to use, but I don't think every character should have a master's degree in order to do something as simple as a rage drive, a heat combo, a heat this, a whatever, right? So I think it's interesting the way that they're tackling Tekken 8. They're really looking at everything that Tekken 7 was and is, and they're trying to change it. They're trying to learn from it. The Flash being nerfed, that's one of the biggest examples. But you could also talk about like the Snake Edge, the Hell Sweeps. I really don't see that many people talking about it, but I think it's incredibly massive, because if you go play online with Tekken 7 right now, you will see just how often these scrub mechanics are used to dominate matches. And in Tekken 8, those scrub mechanics are nerfed. So they're really looking at everything and saying, how can we make this more fair, more balanced, and more fun is a big thing that they're focusing on. Fun. And I feel like fun is something that Tekken fans don't pay enough attention to. Everyone's so focused on being the best, being try hard, being just good at the game. And I understand, it's a competitive game. Everyone wants to be the best. But in that drive, in that climb, I feel like fun is left behind, and I'm happy that Tekken 8 is shining a light on it. With the Tekken Lounge, with Tekken Ball, with all of these cool things they're doing, like story and character intros, this is all just adding a new level of fun to the game and a new level of energy. And you really don't see that in many other games. Even though I think Street Fighter is a very good product, it's a very good game, they do some stupid things with marketing and whatnot. Tekken 8 still just like surpasses them in like the fun factor that they're trying to achieve with the game. And I wonder, how successful will it be? Mortal Kombat just reached 3 million copies sold like yesterday, 2 days ago. We have a measuring stick for how fast Tekken 8 should be progressing in comparison to Street Fighter 6 and definitely Mortal Kombat, right? So I don't know, I'm excited for this. It's, as a content creator, it's going to be very stressful, I would say, trying to navigate what to focus on, what not to focus on, because when the game releases, there's going to be a lot of things happening at once. And I definitely want to dive into lore and characters and fully explore that aspect. But then also the gameplay is key with Tekken. With this video, I just wanted to just share my raw ideas, 10 days before the game releases.